presents the Legneds Clubhouse. I am Bobby Kaboose. As always, Lawson Turner. What's going on, man? Another Friday in the booth?
Friday. Everyone's favorite day of the week. Because, if Monday's your favorite day of the week, you're a sicko. But,
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter for you, man. You've never had a real job in your life.
hey, man.
So, what is a weekend to you when your whole week is the weekend?
Well, listen, it's the stigma around, Monday. But since it's Friday, last night and over the past couple days we had some great NBA playoffs. We had the Knicks advancing, my Lakers losing, and the Clippers forcing Game 7. And that's just in basketball. Not to mention the 3 series clinching games and the Avalanche also forcing Game 7 in the NHL. But it's a
Man.
great time for sports.
Well, before we get into the sports, man. So last night, I'm with my other partner in crime, Melvin Troy. We were recording a 64-bit Legends episode that should probably drop early next week. But anyway, we mentioned, or we were talking a lot about the 100 versus 1, right? Everyone's talking about it.
Right.
So, but it spun off into other things, and I have a question for you.
Oh shit.
And there's only one right answer.
There's only one?
There's only one right answer.
Okay.
So if you don't get it, I might have to revoke your pass to the clubhouse. What is the best monkey movie of all time?
The best monkey movie?
Yeah. There's only one right answer.
There's only one? Let me think.
Yep.
So my first impression was gonna be like the Peter Jackson King Kong.
Okay.
The Planet of the Apes movies were really good.
Okay. Both of them are way off.
What?
So
They're way off?
they're way off.
So just not even in the realm.
Nope.
Is it Curious George?
Closer.
Really?
Yeah. You're getting closer, but it's not Curious George either. There's no man in yellow.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Peter Jackson's King Kong. I want to know what the hell you guys fucking went up with.
No, it wasn't anything Melvin came up with.
It's just a
something I
consensus.
came up with.
So hold on.
And
So something you came up with is the consensus best monkey movie.
yes.
Okay. So lay it on me.
It's Dunstan Checks In. And the fact that you didn't immediately say that, I think there might be something wrong with you. Do you know Dunstan Checks In? I mean, I know it was like almost 10 years before you were born.
No.
Back in 1996. You don't know Dunstan Checks In?
No.
Come on, man. It's got you ever see the Santa Claus?
The Santa Claus?
Class.
All right, go.
You got star-studded class. You got George Costanza from Seinfeld, Jason Alexander. Okay, so I told you from again, I'm dropping knowledge on you because you weren't around in the 90s.
Right.
So like from 1994 to 1996, the 5 most popular people in the world, the coolest fucking baddest motherfuckers in the world are, Razor Ramon. We went through this before. Razor Ramon,
right.
Jeff Goldblum, Oates from Hall & Oates, Jonathan Turner from Boy Meets World, and the last one is Howie Mandel. So those 5 guys from 94 to 96. Well, once 96 hits, Jason Alexander is number 6. Like, he's right underneath them.
Seinfeld was, one of them shows.
Yeah, you got him. He was in Seinfeld, and he's George Costanza. Then you got the kid from the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen. You got the kid that shakes the globe and gets his dad back, right? You got that kid. That's the Santa Claus kid,
Right.
Star-studded cast. You got Jason Alexander, Santa Claus kid. Then you got his brother who like rollerblades around. I'm sure he's in a bunch of other shit. He's a great actor. Then you got Pee Wee. Pee Wee Herman's in there. Paul Rubin. He plays the fucking animal control guy, right? Then you
Right?
got Lord Rutledge, right? You got Lord Rutledge. He owns the monkey, right? Great character. Then, when you think it's over, you still got Mr. and Mrs. Dubrow. Do you know who they are?
No.
Well, you should, because, they're fucking old rich people.
It's just
And,
old rich people.
yeah, we looked up Mr. Dubrow. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2008.
Damn.
But, just star-studded cast. It's about
Yeah.
a monkey that gets into a hotel, and it's awesome. But yeah, that was the only correct answer, and you didn't come up with it, man.
Hold on. How if Melvin didn't come up with it? You just expect me to just roll out of bed and get it?
Well, yeah, man, because sometimes you got a little bit more sense than Melvin. Did you hear his fucking WrestleMania fucking predictions?
I mean, listen. It would have
He
been
thought
pretty.
he thought Stone Cold was gonna run over Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre with a bus,
It would have been pretty
and then
cool.
open the bus door, and Vince McMahon would come out, and they would fight on the Vegas Strip. That was his Sin City street fight.
I mean,
He
it would have been
wanted to
pretty cool.
I mean, it would have. I'm not gonna lie. He
Right.
wanted to put when Jey Uso versus Gunther. He wanted Gunther to have a gun up to Jimmy while Jimmy was locked in a cage, and Jay would have to forfeit the title over. This is his booking. So yes, you sometimes have a little bit more sense than my 64-bit Legends partner.
That's funny.
But now I'm second guessing everything because you didn't instantly come up with Dunstan checks in. I would have even gave you a little bit of leeway if you would have said Monkey Trouble. That was another movie that came out in like
Over my
96
fucking head, dude.
with I forget the chick's name, but she
Mm.
was in Now and Then, and Thora Birch. She was
Mm.
in Now and Then, and she was the little girl in Hocus Pocus. She was
Ah.
Max's sister. What's her name? Danny. Yeah, Danny.
Mm.
You know, she's like, oh, I guess the Virgin had to light the candle, bring back the witches. That was that girl.
You all know something that I just thought about, and it's completely off topic?
Sure.
Do you remember how for not this past Wednesday, but last Wednesday's show when we did like the non-sports villains and villains?
Yeah.
So don't
Max. Bingo. That's
there,
a good one, man.
there you go.
That's a
So
good one.
don't ask me how this correlates. It just popped into my head. So you said the little girl from Hocus Pocus. That reminded me, the girl that and my boy told me this a couple months ago. The girl that played Cindy Lou Who in the Grinch movie. Apparently, she has
Yeah.
like her own rock band, and she's like the lead singer in her own band.
Yeah, I heard. I saw that scrolling through Facebook probably not too long ago. Within the last couple of months, it was like her, like the side by side.
Yeah, and I
And
had it was so funny because he was sending me songs because we're music junkies, and he was like,
yeah,
"Oh, it's funny because the lead singer is actually the little girl that played Cindy Lou Who in the Grinch movie." And I was like, "Wow,
yeah,
small world."
impressive.
Yeah,
Um, see what happens when you're nice to people that don't look the same as you. That's the life lesson. You become a rock star. Like if there's any kids watching this, I know it's probably parental advisory, but if you're nice as a kid to somebody who looks different, you become a rock star.
uh,
Remember that advice, kid. Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. Um, yeah, man. So, we cover all these. We cover basically Gorilla Fest, and
nice.
then you can you can kind of picture how Gorilla Fest ends with this 100 verse 1.
All right,
Um,
Gorilla wins.
but listening episode when it comes out. Here another off-topic non-sports thing that I need to ask you, man,
Oh,
because
good.
this is a debate in the household right now. Like you see the fucking the flags of the house divided,
Mhm.
right? So the house is divided with and again, there's only one correct answer, Lawson. So if you get this wrong,
It's over.
again, it's fucking 0 for 2, man. Um, do you like bacon flimsy or crispy?
It depends what it's for. I like it crispy.
God damn it. That's another wrong answer, man. Flimsy's the only way to go.
What you mean?
Dude, you have to have it flimsy to where, like you can, like if it's crispy and you fucking bite into it and just snaps off, that's fucking gross.
What are you? Hold on. So who's team crispy and who's team flimsy?
Well, I'm obviously team flimsy,
Right.
and the other Asian that I live with, she, she likes it crispy, and it's not, that's not the way to go.
We
And
can't
she's just staring at me right now.
we can't make you be right.
No, you're wrong.
Oh,
You're wrong.
Miss Marie Foster in the chat says flimsy. And she
Yeah,
said
see?
she said and I quote, "I'll eat both but flimsy is the bestest."
Yeah, flimsy is the best.
I don't know if bestest is in the in the Webster dictionary, but
It is. We use it on New Leaf News all the time.
bestest,
Yes.
the more you know.
Yep.
The more you know.
That word should be included in every article from now on.
Is that the SAT
Uh,
word of the day?
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's funny. Now, though, but
Um.
for it's so funny how you guys spiral from a hunter versus one gorilla to monkey movies.
Well, yeah, so we had an episode years ago, and we called it Gorilla Fest, and we had this whole thing of this festival, based around gorillas, and then you would have like, the gorillas performing. You would have G Unit because they're gorilla unit.
Right.
50 Cent would be there. Again, all these people are before your time. The monkeys, they could be there if they're still alive. Not really sure. If not, holograms. Beastie Boys could be performing Brass Monkey. Just a lot of like monkey shit, right?
Right.
Like unlimited what's it called, banana splits. Everyone gets a banana split, and then like there's different areas where you can go watch movies, and they're just playing 24/7. Like,
It's
obviously on the
funny.
biggest stage you have Dunstan Checks In, and then you have like Monkey Trouble, then you have the fucking Congo, you have King Kong, you have Planet of the Apes
It's all,
and
all
shit
the
like
monkey
that.
movies.
Yeah, it's just all, you're monkeying around, like some other people we know.
Right.
Um yeah, and it's just a giant gorilla fest, and then they have one named Rex that just gets his fucking ass beat all the fucking time. And he's kind of like the let's say Ralph Wiggum of the, gorilla fest.
Go ahead and for the people at home, me, who's that last character you said?
Rex?
No, the one that he's compared to.
Ralph Wiggum?
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
You don't know who Ralph Wiggum is?
Bro, go ahead and explain.
Like, dude, like, you don't know who Ralph Wiggum is?
I have no idea.
He's the little pudgy kid in Simpsons. His
Oh,
dad's a cop, Chief
oh,
Wiggum.
yeah.
Dude,
Simpsons has been around longer than me, man.
a lot of things have.
You're right. I
Goddamn, dude.
I recently saw on I think it was X now or Twitter now known as X that they were renewed for like their 32nd season,
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm like,
No, it's more than that because it's as old as I am.
that's
They came out in
insane.
'87, I think,
That's
or
insane.
maybe possibly '86.
I
So,
always I always feel like shows like that, Family Guy, SpongeBob for your younger audience. I feel like they'd eventually just run out of ideas.
I mean, it's a cartoon, so you can do whatever the fuck you want, man. So
Yeah,
like,
but
but like with the Simpsons, man, I stopped watching the Simpsons when like they started like implementing cell phones on
mhm,
there. Like it felt weird to me to see Bart with like an iPhone, and I'm like, this is kind of weird.
right.
But yeah, man, like now, um and Bob's Burgers is up there.
Yeah,
Bob's Burgers is awesome. Like
yeah.
that almost kind of turned into one of my favorite because I kind of got I mean I still enjoy Family Guy, but I kind of got burnt out on Family Guy because I watched it so much.
Mhm.
So I got Bob's Burgers is the adult animated show that, or we went back and watched Bobby's World, again another show that you have no idea what it is because
Bobby's World.
Yes, Bobby's World.
Making sure I heard you right.
It was from 1990 to 1997, 1998. There's like 7 seasons.
Hmm.
He's got a really big head and really big feet and a very small body. Um,
He's disproportionate.
but yes, but there's a song in there. They have a little song and dance sometimes, and
Hmm.
there's a song that goes underwater the fish don't stink, and it's super fucking catchy, and like literally we've had this song in our heads for like 2 months straight, like every single day, and it goes
Awesome.
underwater the fish don't stink. Look it up, the music video, it's great.
Uh,
Like fish are playing drums and shit, but it's way better than like Little Mermaid. Like that shit was stupid. This shit is cool.
that shit was stupid, and this shit's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Exactly.
Another, but
So
to go into something a little more sports related. How do you did you watch your Detroit Pistons last night?
I did not. Like I said, I was recording the podcast,
Hmm.
and um, when I left the house, or when I checked it, it was like tied at 106 or something, or 103 maybe, with like
Hmm.
6 minutes left, and
Yeah,
they ended up losing by three. Um,
it's
but I
so.
mean,
Continue. I'm sorry.
of course, I want the Pistons to advance and stuff, but like after
Right.
last year, I mean, kind of happy with whatever you get,
Hmm.
after winning like what 13 or 14 games.
Yeah.
Uh, they were like what, the sixth seed this year, so
Hmm.
good improvement, but
Hmm.
too bad they couldn't pull it off,
Yeah,
or at least 14 game 7.
especially considering on how like outside of game one, your margins it was literally 6-2-1-3-3. Like the
Hmm.
margins were so close, and I think going from 14 wins to 44 wins, you saw the jump from Cade. Now the one thing that Cade has to work on, well, two things really: his free throws and his he has to lower the amount of turnovers. I think, let me double check. He was second in the league in turnovers per game, just a little over 4, which you know for the jump that he made, you know, going from last season in which still a really nice player. Let's say we round up 23 points per game, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Um, to this season, he was 26, 6 and 9. You'll live with the turnovers. Now the turnover jump went from 3.4 to 4.4. So with the rise comes a little bit more turnovers per se. However, I still think that the future is really high for Detroit, and they did all this without Jaden Ivey, who broke his leg earlier on in the year.
Right? How did this dude did not win the most improved player? By the way, like,
Um,
full snub, right?
so to me, no, I would also give it to Dyson Daniels, because
Who the hell is Dyson Daniels?
the Great Barrier Thief.
That's a what?
That's his nickname, the Great Barrier Thief, because he's from Australia.
And this dude, stop with the Australian guys, man. First
So,
Giddy and now him.
okay, now Dyson Daniels, he was included in the trade that sent Dejounte Murray to the to New Orleans, and he's one of the best perimeter defenders. You know what, for the sake of Dyson Daniels,
He
I
sounds like an AEW wrestler. Dyson Daniels, the Great Barrier Reef, or whatever the fuck you called him.
Thief, the Great Barrier Thief.
Whatever. Same
He,
diff.
okay. So from last year, he goes from 6 points, 4 rebounds, little under 3 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. He goes to 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals a game. So, and another thing, Cato was took what, number one?
Who's number one?
Katie Cunningham was number one overall draft pick, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
then he was number one, and then Jalen Green went number two.
yeah,
So
I couldn't remember what draft he was in, but like it makes me, for everyone that is saying like give it to Cade or these real blue chip prospects. It's like they're doing what they were supposed to do. You were drafted number one.
yeah, so is Danny Dimes or whatever you just said. Dyson Daly.
Dyson
Um
Daly. Dyson Daniels was actually taken in the. He was the eighth pick.
yeah, so I mean, it's not. it's not our
But
fault that he
but go
sucked. And
but going from like 6 points to 14 and going from like a little over just under steal and a half per game to leading the league in steals. You
what
know,
team does he play for?
the Hawks.
That's why.
What you mean that's why?
I don't know, man. I don't know sports ball.
Hey man,
But Cade should have
sports
got it.
ball.
You know why?
Right.
Because he's a Piston, and either they were 30 games above last year.
That to me was a really big indication. I'm like, okay, if Detroit can, because they're not, I don't think they're crazy far off. Like you have nice pieces, Cade, Dennis Schroeder off the bench. You've got. Did you just do that live on air?
I did.
Wow. My co-host is getting in a fight live on air. Crazy.
I I, I hit her in I hit her in the eye on accident.
With Reptar, crazy.
Flying Reptar.
Live on the air is insane. No, though, but with
I,
like Cade, you have Jalen Duren, Malik Beasley, Jaden Ivey should be back next year. Like they have a nice core group of guys that should, I'm not saying that they'll, be a 50-win team next season, but just you have to let these young players succeed or fail, because
yeah.
that's how growing is done,
No, I know. Yeah. But with Detroit has a great young core finally.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. They brought in some nice pieces with like Malik Beasley and what's his name, Hardaway.
Yeah.
But I'm glad LeBron is out. He's
Yeah, that kind of hurt my heart a little bit, but
yeah.
it is what it is.
Maybe they should have played Bronny some more.
Yeah.
Maybe they would have won that series. But I did see something interesting. What if LeBron goes to Dallas? What if that was the plan the entire time to
It's
bring him
even
with Kyrie and
Anthony,
AD?
it's even more funny because Luka, to my knowledge, he has one more year left on his contract. I saw one thing. It was like if he just doesn't resign with the Lakers and just goes back to Dallas, that'd be the funniest shit ever.
Right.
Yeah. So
That would be nuts.
That's the thing too. When you trade for a superstar, a 26-year-old top 5 player in the league, in my opinion, top 3 in Luka, you have to re-sign him. You basically give him a blank check, whatever you want.
100%.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
especially if you give that big of a package to get him.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, I think Dallas should have gotten more.
Mm-hmm.
However, with how the season ended, their biggest flaw, and when they made the trade, they got rescinded, the Mark Williams trade. I was like, okay, that's you give Luka a lob threat, which if you just saw what they did in the playoffs last year, he turned Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively into borderline All NBA third team guys. Like they were awesome in the playoffs. I think going from the trade deadline on, they led the league in dunks, which is awesome.
Lob 2.0.
Borderline, yeah. They were just Luka is, him and LeBron, they're two of the best passers in the league. And Luka, what makes him so special is his ability to get in the lane and decelerate and just make little pocket passes. And he's made some of the most. He is so creative in the delivery of the ball to lobs. And for the Mark Williams trade, you give him a 7'2" really young center now. I saw on Twitter after the series, he tweeted that little emoji or whatever, and a lot of Lakers fans were saying, well, it's not our fault your bones are made out of condoms and your bones are cotton candy, and stuff like that. So it made me laugh, but I genuinely thought, I'm like, okay, once again, 7'2", good screener, solid rebounder, great rim protector, and young. However, the Lakers doctors rescinded the trade, and they got back Dalton Knecht, who played a total of 3 minutes in the series.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still better than LeBron, but probably every single person that you named is probably better than LeBron. But
right.
I digress.
Yeah, but with their lack of size, and especially with you bring in Maxi Kleba, who played like 5 minutes in Game 5. He hasn't played in a game since January. I know you didn't start Jackson Hayes, but you're okay. Rudy Gobert is eating our ass. You don't just throw in a 7-footer just to slow him down, hard foul him, something?
Nothing. And
Nothing.
then
That was what was.
I saw Anthony Edwards holding his own against LeBron.
Yeah. The only thing. So in Game 5, they shot like I don't know if you were in touch with basketball stuff back then. So in 20
I'm not in touch with anything.
so in 2018, the
2018.
Houston Rockets were playing the Golden State Warriors at home
Okay.
in Game 7 to advance and go to the finals. They missed 27 straight threes over the course of a game. But they missed 27 straight.
Dude, I could.
Right, and they shot I think they were 4 for 41 from 3 in that. Oh no, they were 7 for 41 from 3 in that game. Minnesota shot 7 for 47. So they shot worse from 3. They had a stretch until the minute 22 mark in the fourth quarter. They had missed 18 straight threes. No, 17 straight threes, and so it's like they shot terribly. In my opinion, it wasn't the lack of defense that really killed the Lakers in the series. It was just their ability that they just could not score. Like in the 5 games, the Lakers scored 95, 94, 104, 113, 96.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like
If you're not scoring 100 points in today's NBA, you're probably losing, right?
right. I mean, and Minnesota's a physical team that can. They have it's interesting because they have a unique the personnel on the team is really unique. Like you have Jaden McDaniels, really long defender. Anthony Edwards, fantastic defender. You have a grit and grind team, and the Lakers were, for all the reasons that I thought the Lakers could be successful in the playoffs, it was not
Mm-hmm.
it was not due to their lack of defense. It was okay, well this Lakers team will be one of the top 3 best offenses in the playoffs. You have a team with Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves as your third star. They would be just fine, and I was wrong.
Right. What
And
seed were they?
they were the 3 seed. And
Serves
for continue.
should have got number one. It serves them right. They should have got number one.
Sh-
They wanted to win.
Yeah, they should have somehow tracked down Oklahoma City that won damn near 70 games.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
just be better. That's all you got to do.
Just
All you got to do.
in the words
Like
of that man right there, Bobby Kaboose, just be better.
just in life, just be better.
Yeah, just do
Just
better.
be better.
I get it. And like the thing too, in the closeout game, Anthony Edwards was 5 of 19 and 0 for 11 from 3, but was still a plus 12 on the floor due to all the other little things he does.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, this dude's gonna be a superstar.
Oh,
It's not-
his ability, like, because after LeBron, it's who's the next face of the league. Anthony Edwards has the swag, he has the talk, the game, but I don't know if he just doesn't want it.
Well, he's the GOAT's son, man. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh, I've seen all the funny comparisons and all that jazz.
Yeah, he's Michael Jordan's son, so
Yeah.
that means he's automatically going to be better than LeBron. Because we'll have that debate someday, and
Yeah.
you're going to get schooled on it.
Mm.
But
I hope you're ready.
I hope you're ready. I'm going to bring the fucking thunder, and it's not from OKC. It's not from SGA or whoever that dude is down in OKC.
Yeah, he's sensational too.
Last time I watched OKC, Kendrick Perkins wasn't on TV. He was wearing that blue with Serge Ibaka and other guys.
And
Just a bunch of other guys.
Just showed how crazy outdated. Yeah. I get it, because there are every now and again some people they jump on or off sports. I get it,
Yeah,
especially when your team sucks.
Well, yeah, the Pistons have sucked for 10 years. And all the NBA does is jack up threes, man. I don't want to just watch fucking dribble down the shot clock and just fucking jack up a three.
Right.
They don't like set plays or anything. They don't have any mid-range game. They don't do a lot of things. They
I
foul every fucking time going to the hole. Like
we
I'm
can
sick of it.
I was gonna say
They have fucking talent.
we can have the NBA discussion at a later date because we don't have the time. We don't
No,
have the
okay.
yeah we
We don't
don't.
have the time.
I was gonna say I could go into the analytic part into it as to okay, well mid range shots are dead and they're not efficient.
Well, I understand that, and
Right.
people value three more, but like it's stupid.
Well,
Like
it's it's all just a percentage thing.
they should take away the 3-pointer. That's what they should do.
I read somewhere. I wish I could give credit because I don't remember.
Yeah,
Someone brought up the idea that every NBA team they should be able to design their own arena, like how in baseball all the teams can
yeah,
change the dimensions of their ballpark.
yeah.
So like some people would have like a 33-foot 3-point line because only for example, when it was prime Golden State with Steph, Clay,
Yeah,
Draymond, Kevin Durant, it's like okay, well we're gonna have our 3-point line. We're as opposed to it being 26 feet, we're gonna have it to 29 feet because we have three dudes that can just shoot it from there.
exactly.
Yeah,
Or you have like Dwight Howard, who I hate, and I think he sucks. But you could have him have a 12-foot rim instead of a 10,
yeah,
and be
'cause
like,
you just
okay, and jump up
um.
there.
I know this is not sports related, but we do just have some breaking news just now in the gaming world.
Oh
G-
snap!
GTA 6 is officially releasing May 26, 2026.
Oh motherfucker! I thought you were gonna be like in like 3 weeks, and I was like, that's awesome. But
May
in a
26,
fucking year,
2026. It
dude.
is all over X/Twitter now.
So, I have you read anything about this game? The
About
only
G
thing I've heard about is that like the cops and stuff will have like facial recognition software, and you have to wear masks and shit when
That's so
you
funny.
know, I'm
With
like that's
number one, that is hilarious. Number two, I haven't like done much reading because it's just like okay, well, whenever the game comes out,
right.
because obviously that's one of the most anticipated games of all time.
Oh, 100%. And GTA 5, I think, may be the best-selling game of all time because I mean, people still buy it, and
Yeah,
it's like I haven't played it in fucking years.
yeah,
I had it for PlayStation 4,
yeah. I had it for the
and
Xbox 360, which was
yeah,
insane to
so
think about
now it's yeah,
because I think GTA 5 came out in like 2013.
right,
Yeah, which is
right.
insane.
It's gonna take 13 fucking years to bring out the next one.
I
Like
mean,
this
it
should just
damn
be.
sure better be good.
Oh, dude,
Which
I
I
remember
think it will be good. Huh?
when 5 came out, like the servers weren't working and shit. You couldn't play online for like
I
months,
was
like
gonna
because
say
so many were playing it.
they didn't even bring in like the online multiplayer stuff for like the first like 6 months after 8 months after the game dropped.
Right. I remember that. And it was like,
Hmm.
we had gotten it at like midnight when it released, and like
Yeah.
we were trying to play online and couldn't, and kept failing and shit. And I was like,
Hmm.
what the fuck, dude? And then the whole thing came out where like the servers were crashing and shit. And then they're like, well, we'll fix it. And it was like, yeah, like fucking
Six
damn near a
months.
year.
Yeah. I
What the fuck, dude?
I think if GTA 6 is as good as advertising and nothing, I don't think they would immediately drop the online with it. Only reason
Right.
being, you want your core fans and stuff play the story because that's what GTA
Right.
games are all for. Like in GTA
Right.
4, you had like your story, then you had your Lawson, Damon, and Ballad of Gay Tony DLCs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then for GTA 5, with it being three different characters, it was
Mhm.
awesome, and they all did different shit. You know,
Right.
I think GTA 6 will be really good
Yeah.
from
The
everything that they've shown.
I like how in GTA 5 too, depending on where you're driving around, it depends on the language that you hear.
That's funny. I was, I the only stuff that I have seen is that the game's gonna be like massive. Like
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be like 600 gigs or something stupid.
Dude, it's gonna probably take up your whole fucking
Uh,
system.
I saw a lot of people were making
Like, you
jokes.
can't play anything else but GTA. Rockstar's got you locked down.
I saw a lot of people were making jokes like, "Oh, you're gonna have your GTA console, your
Yeah.
console just for GTA."
Yeah. Oh, 100%, dude. Like
Right.
you have to get a fucking external hard drive just to fucking play that.
That'd be insane. Yeah, but I'm super excited for whenever it drops. Well, I mean,
Right.
May
Same.
26th next year.
Same.
It
Yeah,
should be
that'll be,
exciting.
and it's probably gonna be like $150 fucking dollars.
That's what I saw
Um,
too. Is like game prices are going to be going up from like.
dude,
So what?
I can't believe I have to pay like damn near $100 for a video game. It's fucking insane to me.
Back in the day, you could go to like your local GameStop and get like a nice game for 30 and be chill.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know it was nice, and they were even well, I guess original PlayStation games were I think like 30 or $40,
Hmm.
uh, and then the Nintendo 64 I think was like $10 more than that,
Yeah,
so it was
and
like 50.
yeah, I remember growing up. Your newer games were $60.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm talking before you were born.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Um,
for
back
mine,
back in
from
the good old days when the world didn't have fucking Lawson.
back when y'all had horse and buggy.
Yeah, man. Where we had to walk to school in the snow uphill
Shut the
15
fuck up.
miles, and,
I've seen
and
so many of that.
then we had the Y2K bug that we had to turn, to defeat. It's like, dude, the Y2K bug was probably
The giant
it was
praying
probably
mantis.
stronger than that gorilla. It took a lot more of us than just 100 to take down that Y2K bug.
It
It was
it
huge.
it, it probably took whatever the global population was at the time.
It was pretty damn close, man. Those who survived it came out stronger. Um, but did you see that the Pirates fan that fell out of the stadium or
I
fell off the
saw
fucking
that
thing?
shit. Did you see the video?
Dude, yeah. Yeah, man.
That's
I
such
I
a
mean, I've only
scare.
seen one video of like from like across the field.
That's
But
such
like
a
what was that dude
scary
doing?
fall. I haven't. I'm sure. Um, I'm sure. Alcohol was played a part.
Right, but it seemed like it looked like he did it like almost on purpose because like the ball wasn't near there. Like it's
Yeah.
not like he was going for the ball, and it kind of like it looked like he like grabbed the rail and just flipped himself over, and then he just
Yeah. I,
you know
I saw like Andrew McCutcheon tweeted out about it, and a lot of like the players and managers were like, "Yeah, it sucks because we saw it from here." And I'm just because when I
yeah,
first saw the video, I'm like, "Oh shit, I saw he was in critical condition. I think yesterday."
yeah. I was gonna ask if you saw that if he survived or not,
Y-
because it looked like he landed on his fucking head.
yeah, and that's from falling on your head is bad enough, but from 21 feet front flipping,
Right.
and just smack. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And once again, it's not like this shit's AstroTurf.
Right.
This shit's
Yeah.
fucking
You're landing on the fucking warning track. Probably the worst part of the field to land on.
right. It's kind of like when the Raiders were still in Oakland and they played where the Oakland A's were. So like certain parts
Yeah.
of the field were fucking like
Like dirt, like the infield and shit.
right. That's so funny.
Oh,
But yeah, when I saw it, I was like, oh, just some drunk jackass. Now once again,
right.
maybe a little bit less sensitive for me. Some drunk jackass fell over.
I mean, like, dude, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't understand how.
I, it, and especially when you're sitting right there, like I'm not saying stay in your fucking seat, but unless it's a fly ball, just
Right.
sit down,
You got
go
the first row.
watch it. Right. Just
No, you don't have to stand.
yeah, no. I
Enjoy
was
your drinks and be careful when you stand up.
all right. Oh, real quick because you brought this up and I was thinking about it. Have you seen like the 9 dogs, 9 beers, 9 innings stuff on like social media?
No. So I'm guessing it's a challenge, not you
Yeah.
have to drink.
Yeah,
It's like
so
so one
it's
per drink.
yeah, it's you go to a baseball game and you got to drink 9 beers and eat 9 hot dogs in in the 9 inning. You got to eat, you on average 1 beer, 1 dog per inning.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to do the beers because I don't drink beer. So like if you gave me 9 manly flavors of White Claw, I
Manly
could do
flavors of White Claw, 9
yes.
seltzers.
Yes. No, no, not seltzers, manly flavored White Claws.
Okay,
It's the only ones I drink. So 9 manly flavored White Claws I could do. The hot dogs, I could probably do 3, you know.
yeah,
I well, I used to probably could do. I used to probably be able to do like 5
Mhm.
or 6, but
Mhm.
now like medication, whatever, it doesn't allow me to eat that much in one sitting. So,
Yeah, all that jazz. Uh,
but yeah,
for
yeah,
I've
that's
seen
that's
that.
an impressive 999 there if you could get.
I've seen that be people's like fantasy football whenever like the loser of the whole league they got to do like they have to do
The punishment,
the punishment.
the punishment.
Yeah, I've seen they. I saw one dude on Twitter was like, okay, this is the first of my 9,999s for the season. I'm like, you got to do 9 of them bitches, and I know they're not cheap.
And you have to do it within 2 weeks. So
Stupid, dude. I what's the
you're never gonna eat a hot dog again.
I know you're in a money league. Do you guys do like punishments or no?
No, no.
The craziest one I saw it was like the smoothie challenge, but everyone just brought some random shit and just threw it all
The
together.
fuck's the smoothie challenge?
So back in the day, it was you just base to sum it up, you just put a bunch of nasty shit in and just blend it up and drink it.
Oh, okay. We used to just call it mystery cup. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'd be at my buddy's pre-gaming to go to the bar or something, and like we'd be drinking games and shit, and yeah,
yeah,
like everyone put stuff in a cup, and if you lost the game, you'd have to drink the cup, and
yeah.
yeah,
Though,
usually
but
with
like you put just rancid nasty shit in it.
yeah,
Yeah, though,
yeah,
but
I'll bet.
yeah, very hard pass. I'm good. Thank God we don't do. I've seen like the you have to stay at like Waffle House for. Well, I don't know if they got Waffle House up there. Um, Waffle House
For
for like
hours or whatever.
yeah, 24 hours, and every waffle you eat it takes away an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
yeah.
Oh,
We've
continue.
never had a punishment, even when I was running a league. Like I ran a league for probably 10 years up until COVID, and then I didn't want to run the league during COVID because it like remember we were having like Tuesday and Wednesday games and shit, and
Yeah, it was all just
it
funky.
all fucking skewed off, and my league never resurfaced after. But yeah, I am in a dynasty league,
Mm.
and none of the leagues that I've ever been in have punishments.
Yeah, no, that
um
jazz.
last year.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
but I was able to finish up my part of the draft,
Mm.
um and I drafted Jaden Blue, with the third pick the third round, first pick of the round.
Mm.
I got Jaden Blue to round off my 4 draft picks for the this year.
Mm.
Um, and I'm pretty excited because he's supposed to be able to come in and compete right away for Dallas. And
Mm.
if I can get a solid running back in the third round that actually plays,
Right.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, though, but with I think especially with like all